Good afternoon, Federico Ferrante here from Azimut Yachts in not much sunny Florida. So rain or shine, that's what we do at Azimut Yachts and MarineMax. So we want to talk to you about our incredible product. So we're going to show you now our new Azimut Yachts Grande 27 meter. And this starting from the stern, this is actually of course a garage which pivot down this way, so also convert into what we like to call a beach platform. So you have room inside the garage for a 450 Williams tender or any other brand in that kind of size range, but also when this big surface door opens, you can put a chaise lounge, an umbrella, a shower, and becomes a very interesting area, extremely close to the seaside and to the water. So if you now follow me, we get number one, out of the rain, and number two, we start going deep into the Azimut Yachts Grande 27 meter. So of course this is the cockpit. Again, I will never go around and tell you that this is a C-shaped sofa with a table. I will try to focus more on things which are not that obvious. For instance, this table. This table has been designed custom for MarineMax, and all this material that you see here is lava stone from the Aeolic Islands south of Sicily in Italy. So there is this very unique small boutique company which take lava stone from the volcanic island at the south of Sicily, and they make residential and decorative material. So we incorporated them into this table, and we also decided to use their different grades of color to give a little bit more of a tone and variety. Cockpit, of course, fully equipped. You have of course a full audio video with the television to watch your games on Sundays, as well as a sink with nice countertop on the side to prepare your drinks, as well as a beautiful teak countertop to host the trays or food and have more counter space. Refrigerator, first refrigerator of the boat. We're gonna see many throughout the tour. And you have a storage unit right here. That's your fire fighting equipment, which is actually safety is always very important. So as you can tell, everything is neat and precise. In case of fire, you open the valve, and this is mandatory by arena class. And I would say that while it's actually pouring out there, probably we should start with the interior, and then we'll see how it goes as far as going to the bow, which would be the only exposed area to the weather. So this is a project at the Azimut 27 meter Grande, where it features an exterior design by Stefano Reghini, our iconic designer of the Flybridge and Grande collection, and an Achille Salvagni interior design. As we have seen in other videos, the combination of both Achille Salvagni and Stefano Reghini, Azimut Yachts as an orchestra director and builder, and MarineMax as the retailer, you're now combining the four biggest of the industry in the same product. So, and we will go through the feature. As far as the design, maybe a little bit of material combinations. So you have 100% gloss mahogany, next to almost raw, so fully matte finish oak, and this is one of Achille Salvagni key element of design, is to combine so many different materials which would be unexpected otherwise. By being put together in the way he does it, it creates a new sense of luxury. So you don't lose that metallic feeling of almost raw wood, where you can see all the veins, and this wood really talks to you and talks nature, next to the most refined 100% gloss mahogany that you can think about. And so this is a little bit of the design combination that we have in this 27 meter as far as the materials, the main materials of the decor. Then everything else is loose furniture, custom designed by Achille Salvagni for the Azimut 27 meter Grande. So none of these pieces you can find them in any store or anywhere else. You need to buy them from Achille Salvagni or from Azimut. Storage is always extremely important, so you will appreciate that every single volume available is dedicated to storage. This is actually a pretty interesting feature because it's the remote control that you would install wherever you would like, but when you press it down, that controls that privacy curtain that comes right down and create that privacy effect in the cockpit. So if you are dining and lounging in the cockpit and your dock stern in, you don't want anybody to kind of interfere with your privacy. With the push of this button, which we will let the owner put wherever he please, you know, could be here, could be in any location where you know, is not visible. That's why it's, right now it's not installed, and that controls your privacy screen. Of course, the other remote control, if you wonder what it is, this is the gangway, which is controlled, of course, also with the remote control. But we were going through storage. So again, storage is everywhere. We have ample storage here where all your glasses are perfectly stored. Each one has his own dedicated position, so it's also beautiful to look at, I believe, but also very functional because each glass has its own spot and doesn't move, it doesn't rattle, and stays in its own position. Technical access is also very important for us, so I will not do it right now, but by simply pulling this panel, it has those black clips, you access the fan coil, where you can see there's a grill here and is hollow here. So this is where the fan coil gets air and put it into the ambient. So to clean the fan coil filter, the only thing you do is pull that panel out and you access the filter of the fan coil. Of course, this is in another storage cabinet, fairly ample given the shape, which is again one of other Achille Salvagni signature design. You know, this bean shape cabinetry, which is extremely unique. You know, it's something unexpected which flows with the design. Typically on a 90 footer, this is an empty bulkhead which is going later on dedicated to potentially an art piece. Achille Salvagni actually he wanted to provide the owner with his own art piece, and so that's why this bulkhead is an art piece. So you have real bronze inserts in these steam-shaped, curved pieces of raw oak, and when you see it from the cockpit getting in, this entire bulkhead is absolutely a piece of art, which combined with this chandelier, which again is designed by Achille Salvagni for the 27 meter, create an effect of art without the need of leaving a boring flat bulkhead for a piece of hanging art. Storage, again, extremely important. So every single volume of the boat that would allow to is dedicated to storage. And I would say right now probably let's go to the master cabin by just taking a look from the saloon door all the way down to the master cabin. First step is one level. There is no steps throughout the entire main deck. We'll take a look at the main helm later on, which is this way. We'll also take a look at the guest cabins, which are this way. So you see how these stairs flow, and it's almost a shell spiral. It's a beautiful shell that starts from the helm station and goes down as a spiral. And but we'll start from the master cabin. This is something that, of course, on a 27 meter is a mast, which is your day head, with of course genuine and pure Italian Carrara marble tops, and all the features you need for a day head. So when you have parties and guests on board, nobody uses anybody's bathroom. We have ample storage. This is dedicated to electrical panel, but this is something that I would like you to look at, because this is, once again, I don't know, I guess I'm very proud of our audio video system. So look at this. This is the audio video system of this 27 meter on custom made racks where everything is accessible. The racks move out, and they slide out in case of need of replacement of components, upgrades, reprogramming, maintenance. And this particular unit is all Sonos based, so controlled by Apple iPads. You control the entire boat, and it's all Sonos powered. And of course there's a forced ventilation for the system. So this is really it's a lot of space dedicated to the system, but definitely worth it for the quality of the audio and video equipment on board. Now we get into the master. So on your left side or port side, you have a walk-in closet with full shelves and of course hanging bar and drawers. You have another chest drawer here, and again, I will point out the Achilles Salvagni design. This would have been much simpler and easier to build and to make and to design as a 90-degree angle, as most of, or actually probably all the other manufacturers do, versus everything you will see. We will go through it, I will show you, but these are the things. Also this, look at this, look at the shape of this detail. Would have been much simpler and cheaper and faster to make as a straight line, and instead no, he gives, I apologize, he gives this beautiful detail to increase the value, to create flow, to create geometry and play with the geometry. So all the shapes, I like always to point them out because it's not necessarily that of a given. The same applies here. Again, this bulkhead would have been much simpler to build and so on and so forth as a 90-degree angle. Instead, look how everything flows. Everything is round. Everything wraps around you and makes you feel cozy, luxurious, but at home. As I've shown you on many other models, so interesting is also the practicality of things. And so, for instance, I will show you in this bed, and this applies to all the beds on board. We provide an immense amount of storage. As I said, we actually use every possible volume, cubic meter of space available, not for movement, but for storage. So look at the amount of storage you have here. You have some is easy accessible. So as you can see, this is a drawer. So you can put the things that you want to access with the easiest way. Pulling that tab, the drawers comes out on both sides, but then you have also an immense amount of storage. And this applies to every single bed on the boat. In case you were wondering about those plates that you're going to see throughout the boat are the central vacuum system, which is centralized. You just pull out the hose and you can vacuum every area of the boat without the need of going around with a vacuum cleaner. This is one of Achille Salvagni pieces of art, is our Vanity. So as you can see, is designed to be functional, comfortable, large enough, with of course the integrated mirror for hair and her makeup storage, which is very deep, so most of her makeup will fit here without the need to be stored anywhere else, but also is minimal enough to obstruct as less as possible the view from these incredible windows of the master cabin. So while we are talking about it, you will see that this master cabin goes from side to side. There is no side decks on the side. Why? Because we decided to do a wide body configuration on the 27 meter, which means that the forward area uses the entire beam of the boat for an on-deck master. So above us right here is the bow. We will see later where there is a lounging area, sunbathing area, and the anchoring system and so on and so forth. It's all above us, and you go up through two sidewalks on the side, and this allows to create this incredible master cabin. So the 27 meter Azimut offer 5 cabins, the master on the main deck and 4 guest cabin in the lower deck, which is a very unique design, which has been one of the key element, best-selling feature of the 27 meter. We sold 21 units in 24 months since we introduced the 27 meter, which was unheard before. So if you follow me, sorry, we go into the head, which is an Italian marble, to the next level, meaning this is statuario, and you see this entire shower is custom made for this specific unit that was spec'd by MarineMax, and we built it for them. And of course you have an integrated bench, solid piece of marble floors divided in pieces, of course, because you want to marry of course aesthetic with functionality. So those are 3 pieces, and they can be lifted in order for the crew to maintain and clean drainages and the technical side of the shower. Of course you have storage cleverly made from every single volume of space available, and you have a separated area where in this unit you also feature a bidet. Natural light everywhere and natural ventilation everywhere, so you see you have double portals there on each side, so in case there is need to provide some natural ventilation to the entire cabin, Actually, those portals would work for the bathroom, and these two would work for the cabin, while we don't have natural ventilation from these big windows, which are actually structural. This, of course, is a piece of storage. Last but not least, which is very generous in space, is storage. Again, is a key element. So we have a very nice big hanging locker with shelves and drawers throughout. Nightstands with double drawers, and drawers under the bed. We talked about it before. So there's full amount of storage throughout the boat. Beautiful pieces of design are these night lamps, again designed by Achille Salvagni specifically for the Azimut Yacht 27 meter, and these are also the pieces that he makes, you know. So beautiful bronze custom made lighting, which are, you know, dedicated to this specific model designed by the designer. So they're not appliances that you can find and buy on a catalog. This is all components designed by Achille Salvagni for the 27 meter. Nice to also to see the way we use light. As you can see, you see that light, I'll create a sort of a frame effect of this little nook. And if you look it from here, you will see how elegant and beautiful this chest drawers is, and this entire nook with this curvy profile, the light surrounding, the geometry, the details, the handles, the mix of the materials. So there is so much work in 3 square feet of storage space. I think we should go downstairs in the lower deck, where you can see how these stairs actually flow, as I said before, like a spiral. It's another of the design piece of Achille, which give access to this beautiful lobby with a lot of generous light. Very clever usage of mirror. So this mirror right here, when you are down here, it really gives you the feeling that there is infinite going up. So it gives you don't feel constrained. This feels a much larger space than it actually measures because of the clever design. Of course, you have your central vacuum system Portland, if you were wondering. An immense amount of storage here for towels, sheets, supplies, and you name it. So all the bottom of the stairs is storage. And we'll now go through, let's take this. So the cabins are symmetrical. The aft one is what we call the 2 VIPs. So they have a queen size bed in each, of course, en suite bathroom. And they are exactly symmetrical and the same. So they offer storage for wardrobes in this big, nice hanging locker with drawers. As I said, there is this mattress lift up for storage, as well as you have access from drawers on the side of the bed for easy access, and maybe the suitcases or sheets and towels under the rest of the bed space. There is storage, which is actually never easy to remember which one it is, but one of these opens and they are asymmetrical with the other one. So one of these volumes open and has extra storage, and they are offset, so the other one offers storage for the other cabin. Here you have the ensuite bathroom, and if you want to look at it, again, Carrara marble and all details in high gloss mahogany and oak, also through the bathroom. And the storage, of course, and the little details. If you want to look at this, the Dombracht is a very renowned German company of very high-end bathroom accessory and faucets, and they do custom-made design for Azimut Yacht. So you see that is as an Azimut Yacht logo there, and the little details. This is actually a towels storage, and there you have integrated, of course, toothbrush and soap holder. As I said, the cabins are symmetrical. So we just take a pic maybe on this other side, cabin where is exactly the same. And this is actually the storage I was talking to you about, where you have storage on this side and on the other side is opposing. Same configuration, a lot of natural light. So if you look at the size of this structural window and the amount of lights which would come in, the cabin is impressive. And of course, we discuss it on other models because it's something we carry over. And we don't believe TVs are beautiful pieces of furniture, so they are kind of ugly appliances. So all this beautiful design will be polluted by a television hanging on the wall, as it does happen on other products. And in Achille Salvagni, instead, design feature, all television are behind mirror. So when the television is off, you see just a beautiful mirror, which creates a bigger space by the effect of the design feature, but also is pretty to look at. And in this case, also reflects what you see. If the windows is open on the mirror, you see. If you are in bed, you actually see exactly what is outside. And if you decide to watch TV, you turn it on and it shows through the mirror now the image of the TV. I don't think you want to look at the bathroom. I don't think you want to look at the bathroom, but is the same as the other cabin. Moving forward, we have the two guests. So the two guests are, again, symmetrical, identical. Now we have two single beds, a lot of storage under each. On this side, you can access the storage by drawers. You see how spacious and deep they are. And on this side instead, because of the hull coming down, you have storage that you can access by lifting the mattress. You have storage, again, everywhere for your belongings, the phone, a book, and a wallet. And you have also storage drawer here. So you see that everywhere there is room which can be used to create storage, we use it and we take advantage of it. Of course, each of the two has an en-suite bathroom. You can check that, of course, on the GA, on the general arrangement. You can see the layout. What we talk about here is the material. This is all Carrara marble, statuarietto, with oak and gloss, 100% gloss mahogany. Very clever usage of mirror in this boat. That's also a key element. You see this gives you the feeling, at least when you're on board, I don't know, it shows the same on video, but it gives you the feeling that it's going forward, and instead is a mirror. And very clever usage of mirror. Same here with the TV. We were not able to create a flush because of reasons, but the TV has been integrated in this very modern, futuristic, backlit kind of mirrored box. So again, instead of having an ugly TV hanging from a wall, you have now this curious, interesting, very modern, sleek design box which mirror, and only when the TV is on you can see TV. Natural ventilation, and look at the amount of natural light. One of the best way to describe and see the Azimut 27-meter Grande amount of natural light coming in, believe it or not, is to find picture online. I'm sure you can find them if you Google it, of the boat at night. There are plenty of, the boat has so much natural light that has been photographed many times at night with all the lights inside the boat on. That shows you how many windows there are, because of course the light comes out in the dark from inside. So you reverse the concept. That gives you an idea how much natural light during the day comes into the boat because of the amount of windows. Now maybe a little bit of, I always like to give a little bit of technical. So if you come this way, I want to show you, this is under the Helm, which is not the name of a TV show, but is an actual location. And this gives you an idea of the quality of execution of what matters. These are all technical systems. This is all the navigation and electronics and digital switching and monitoring system components which feed what we will see in the Helm. And this shows you the way Azimut Yachts makes their technical system. And you can see the quality of execution, the quality of these purely technical space. And while we mentioned it before, this is your central vacuum system. So in case you need to access it and empty the container and change the bag, it's extremely easy for the crew to do that. While you're here, in case of need, very easy to separate the salon from the master and the helm if needed. And if you can, I don't know if you can, but zoom on this material. I hope it shows in video, because this could be, again, this could be white lacquered, very simple and easier. Instead, it's a completely mother pearl effect. So it's extremely beautiful and very unique kind of finishing for a pocket door, which most of the time will stay closed in its own position. But doesn't matter. This is the attention of detail. Again, very clever usage of mirror to create deepness and increase the amount of perception of space. So here we are in the Helm. This is where is not where everything happens, but this is where everything is controlled. Everything that happens on board comes from here. Because of course you have your Simrad navigation system, which of course provide you with all the navigation information, so sonar, radar, chart plottering. But also, as you can see, Simrad works with Naviop, and the two companies have created and designed and engineered the entire monitoring system and digital switching on this Azimut 27 meter. So you can control every system on board from any of this by just scrolling through pages. This, for instance, is a page that I put up before that shows you that you can control underwater lights as well as all the exterior lights of the boat. That's another page which controls the electrical system on the boat, so you see exactly the amount of power coming in and the frequencies and the amperage draw and so on and so forth. And then there are multiple pages where you control your pumps, your navigation instruments, your navigation lights, your windshield wipers, and so on and so forth. So this is where everything is controlled. Of course, you have a bow and stern thruster on this unit with Amfree train tab system. This boat particularly has MAN power, so 1900 to 12 cylinder V, sorry, 16 will be an MTU. So we are MAN 12 cylinder V, 1900 horses, and of course with your control, and MAN proprietary Aventix joystick system, which controls engines as well as thrusters. So we buy the entire package from MAN, which is extremely important for service, maintenance, spare parts, and so on and so forth. We buy the entire propulsion package. So that means engines, reduction gears, so gearboxes, commonly named as gearboxes, any control as well as joysticks. We all buy them from the same manufacturer, which is MAN. So their service worldwide assists the product for us. On the 27 meter, we typically provide the boat with a bolster seat, with a bolster, leaning bolster, let's say. On this unit for MarineMax, we work together to make this beautiful custom-made pilot seat fit in the helm station. So when it's all forward, it still gives you a very good passage to access the flybridge. So you see, I mean, I'm 6 feet, and I can definitely have a good access to the flybridge. And then when you have long-term navigation, you can actually move it back by pressing this lever and pushing it and make it more comfortable. Which, in addition to the sofa where you're sitting at, it gives plenty of room for the crew for long night navigation, watches in a comfortable environment. So this is really a very spacious and comfortable helm station for 27 meter. Little details which call our attention: carbon fiber. So first of all, these, I think they are simply gorgeous. I'm a big fan of carbon fiber. They look amazing, but they also help us to tell a story. So the entire superstructure of the 27 meter Azimut is laminated in carbon fiber, which, while you follow me, has not necessarily too much to do with the performance, where the boat is not faster because of that, but enable us to build a much larger superstructure because it's much lighter, which means that for comfort in boating, you want to keep your center of gravity as low as possible, and because otherwise you create the famous top-heavy boat which rolls a lot. So you want to keep the center of gravity very low, but in the meantime you want to provide so much more space to the consumer. And you can do that only by laminating the entire superstructure in carbon fiber. So keeping the hull in GRP and the superstructure in carbon fiber, center of gravity stays low, but the space up in the higher level is much more. We are now in the galley, fully equipped. Of course, wine cooler, that's all storage. Again, appreciate even in the galley, technical space, still Achille Salvagni design also the galley. So you have these round shapes throughout. This is a material which, of course, if I wouldn't tell you, you probably wouldn't know. And it looks like natural stone. It looks like marble. It is not. This is a synthetic marble, we call it, which actually happen to cost more than marble, but is absolutely durable, resist anything, any fluid, any citrus, any anything spilling on it will not hit it, versus marble, we all know, being basically a stone sponge, you know, would be affected. You have a wine cooler, Miele, extra convection oven from Miele. This is all pantry storage as well as china storage, where all your china is actually stored, perfectly. And you have also a lot of space for supplies. So this is pantry slash china supplied and storage. And this is the real heart of the food preparation. So please take a look at this refrigerator. We have two side-by-side, residential side refrigerator freezer. So the small section is freezer and the larger section is refrigerators, and all times two. So we provided an immense amount of refrigeration capacity to the 27 meter. Fully equipped galley. You have a 90 centimeter, which is basically a little over 3 feet, oven and cooktop with the storage on top. This is all storage. Of course, you have your drawers here with all your silverware, which actually is pretty nice if you see the details, the attention to details. Each piece is a Sambonnet. This is a very good Italian brand of silverware, and we had it custom made with the Azimut Yacht logo on every single piece. Of course, you have your dishwasher right here, full size, Miele, and the storage throughout, including starting from there and there. That's a little pantry, double sink, and again, natural light also to the crew member or family member which decide to spend time in the galley. So you have details. Again, would have been much easier to block this and make it you know, closed, and instead we decided to put 1 and 2 sources of natural light, because this most likely will be a very hard work environment, so bringing natural light helps. And let's see, you want to go if you want to go outside, let's try. So this is a partially electrically operated door, so only the opening is electrical, and then you simply slide it with one end. I'll show you maybe later also that door, because that door is very unique as well, the saloon door, because it opens completely and creates a flow between salon and cockpit by the door pocketing all on the starboard side into a design hole. But while it's not, it seems like it stopped raining for a second, let's do the bow real quick. It's definitely worth it. We'll try to be quick. So as you can see, we have a very beautiful C-shaped large area, the same motif of the table of the cockpit, with the Aeolian Island lava stone. C-shape, you have an hydraulically operated bimini top, beautiful sunbathing area. So this is again another lounging area, another place where people can spend time, people which want to hang out in the sun, with people which don't like too much to stay in the sun. They can be together and enjoy time on board. And if you want this area to be in the shade as well, this is exactly what it is for. These are receivers where you put the carbon fiber poles in it, and they connect to an awning which provides shade to this entire area. Of course, I personally love and appreciate all the stainless steel deck details. So if you look at the cleats, every single piece, even the handrails on the side, the cleats, every single piece is custom made, custom welded, custom polished for each specific unit of the Grande collection. None of the stainless steel you see around here is off the shelf. It's all handmade, custom made for each specific hull number of each specific unit. So we can go down this way, and we'll go right to the Flybridge. Side boarding gates, very important for the American market. Of course, you can board from the stern. There is a gangway, but we know in the US we like to side dock. So side boarding gates open. You're gonna have your market ladder connected to your hull. you open the gate and you can board the boat from the side as well as from the stern. So you're not necessarily limited to the stern. Double spring cleats. So for instance, that's, and again, another thing that we do for the American market, we put double spring cleats, one here and one there, versus the standard model of the 27 meter is only one. And then again, this cut in the bulwark is of course the element of design to permit the view from the inside. This is a full floor to ceiling window, which brings in whatever beauty is outside, and therefore we cut the bulwark and created this minimalistic handrail to allow the flow of light and image into the inside. So if you follow me to the Flybridge, now you make me feel like I need to go a little faster because we are taking a lot of your time, but I hope it's worth it, because look at this. This is a really party, entertaining, lounging station to the next level. Of course, as I said, I will not talk about shape of sofa and so on and so forth. Same material throughout the boat, custom made, custom design, lava stone from the island south of Sicily. Beautiful, entertaining bar with, of course, this is a high-low which brings out the television all the way up, so you can, and which rotates as well, so you can watch television from the bar. This is here, you move this entire backrest, move forward, and you know, you have you know, that television, you move it, very simple movement by hand, so no potential problems. And you have a remote control, you lift the television up, and now you're watching either television from the bar or from this beautiful lounging area. Helm station, will not go through it. I mean, you can see what is there. It duplicates what we have below, but what the concept is that you can have owner enjoying driving his own boat with his wife or significant other on the side, and another couple of friends sitting comfortably next to it, enjoying you know, the landscape and the route. Stainless steel antique custom-made stools, fully equipped bar, so I don't pretend you to come here back, but you have a refrigerator, ice maker, again, so tons of refrigerator on the 27 meter. You have storage, of course, a sink and a beautiful countertop to prepare your drinks and hors d'oeuvres and whatever will be. This is actually an option that MarineMax order. So on the standard version, the sofa finished right here. We have added this option to create this flow and also extra seating for this specific unit. We Americans love to grill, so we built a dedicated barbecue and grilling unit to be installed in this area, which is actually perfect because that's the stairs coming up. So this space would be not that easy to find an accommodation, and if you see, as a matter of fact, this fits here perfectly, like meant to be. And you have a Grand Texan from Canyon, so fully American brand. We listen to the market, we provide the market with the product they want and they need and they like. So when it comes to grilling, you will not talk to an Italian, you talk to an American. And so we have American-made barbecue grill from Canyon on our entire range. Plenty of storage, open storage, closed storage. And of course, there's some bathing area here. Above you, you will see this cylinder, which is of course a retractable awning, which comes equipped with a wind sensor. So in case the wind will pick up in too strong of a force, the awning will retract on its own and provide shade to this area if want be. Of course, this is an opening awning integrated into the hardtop. Again, I always like to say that I don't see that working or be needed during the day when you actually want to stay away from light and sun or rain. But this is incredibly amazing at night when you have those beautiful night out, especially if you are in beautiful location with a very little light around you and stars glazing, and you open this and you have now a night under the stars. You can have a dinner under the stars, because look at the size of percentage that opens with this awning. Details of design, of course, would have been much easier to maintain the same level of finishing. Instead, you will notice that apart from a tiny border, which make you appreciate the difference. But this is matte finish versus gloss finish, and gives you that luxurious feeling of having more combination of material or finishing in the same area, which is you know, what luxury is about. I think we are almost done. We can go down. I always love to go down to engine room and crew quarters. If you agree, follow me. I'll try to be quick, but I promise it's definitely worth it. So crew quarter and engine room access are from the same area on the port side, and you have a technical access stairs, but very comfortable with the you know, proper handrails to hold on to, and then come down to the crew quarters. And so once you are down here, you really enter a completely new area, which crew actually love, because they have their place where they can rest. It's like their quarters now, so they will not have interference. As you can see, they have a full head with a completely separated shower, so in case of need, one can use one while the other use the other. And then they have you know, a very comfortable dinette with an expandable simple mechanism table, which can create you know, a comfortable dining configuration. They have their audio video system with TV common. They have a two separate I apologize, washer and dryer Miele Professional unit here. So for the stews, you have of course a washer on the bottom, dryer on the top. They have two cabins. This is the captain cabin with a full double bed, a ton of storage everywhere. Dedicated audio video system for the captain, dedicated air conditioning, full of storage under the bed as well as on this bulkhead and enclosed quarter. And here you have room for deckhand and chef, or deckhand and stew, two deckhands. So you have another double cabin with ample storage, dedicated TV for each bed. We have here their microwave and refrigerator. So again, table, microwave, refrigeration, television. So this is a completely almost independent. There isn't a cooktop for safety reason, but other than that, it's a completely independent area. They have their monitoring system here, which once you come this way, you're going to show it. So this is basically just a mini version of what we saw in the Helm station. So everything which controlled by the bigger screen, the 19s and the 22 inches upstairs, is controlled by here. It's just as a smaller version, so if they have alarms, they want to turn on or off something, they don't need to go up. They can control the entire boat from this display. So if you follow me, we go right into the heart of every boat, and specifically now on this Azimut Yacht 27 meter. So of course the scene is dominated by these beautiful pieces of equipment, 1900 horses 12V MAN engine, configured in this case in a V drive to provide, you know, more space to the accommodation quarter. And this thermally insulated area that you see protruding into the engine room is the entire module of the garage that we saw at the beginning of the video. You have double generation power from Kohler, and of course you have your air conditioning system right here on the starboard side, extremely accessible, easy to work on. And this is your oil system and tank for the bow and stern thruster that we saw before when we show the Helms. So you see, everything is extremely neatly located. Look at the quality of execution of every single system. Everything is accessible, everything is top-notch, everything is enclosed in enclosure. This is where all your wirings is run. So if you have to access it, you just remove these covers, but then other than that, everything is neat, nice, and easy to spot. Everything is white. You want everything very clear. In case you have any problem, you will be able to see immediately an oil leak or a fluid leak or any sort of issues in a clean, organized, detailed environment. it's much easier to spot and resolve. So you see that the quality of execution is really second to none. And I think this might become a little bit of the signature piece, but I like to finish the video here in the heart of the boat. As I always say, if you have a problem here, will reflect everywhere else. So no matter how pretty it is upstairs, everything needs to start from here, and this is where we focus the most, with the quality of components, quality of brands, quality of partner which build the boats for us. As I can tell you, as I told you, MAN, Kohler, Master Vault refrigerator, Dometic air conditioning, so everything which is supposed to feed the guest and the owner on board with their comfort or movement comes from major reputable brands with worldwide assistance and service, which is what matter at the end the most to enjoy yachting. So again, once again, Federico Ferrante here from Azimut Yachts, and thank you for watching. If you have any further question, please contact us at azimutyacht.com or MarineMax at marinemaxyacht.com.